Welcome friends. In my previous YouTube channel I have explained about the INM, that is a concept of the integrated nutrient management definition and its components, also advantages of the INM. Under that, one component of the INM, that is a farmyard manure. Today I will explain about the farmyard manure. FYM is one of the oldest manure used by the farmers in growing crops because of its easy availability and presence of all the nutrients required by the plants. We all the farmers can easily prepare that FYM at our home because it is a oldest manure. Farmyard manure refers to the decomposed mixture of a dung and urine of a farm animals along with their litter and leftover material from roughages or fodder fed to the cattle. Generally, all farmers having the cattle, so we can easily collected that all the mixture of the dung and urine of farm animals and along with their litter or leftover material from roughages or fodder fed to the cattle. FIM is one of the components of INM and it is a cheap and easily available source of organic nutrients. Integrating FIM with an inorganic fertilizer. So, see definition of the FYM. The term FYM refers to the decomposed mixture of dung and urine of farm animals along with the litter and leftover material from roughages or fodder fed to the cattle. This is very simple definition of the FYM. It is a decomposed mixture of a dung and urine of a farm animals along with the litter and leftover material from roughages or fodder fed to the cattle. See, this is the ready-made manures and contain nitrogen, phosphorus and potassium. Farmyard manure, when collected in the field and stored in an exposed condition over a long period, shows considerable loss of ammonia, which is a loss of fertilizing value. To prevent this loss, the dung is stored in a pits where are about a meter deep. When the pits are filled to the top, the surface is sealed with a mud slurry to avoid the losses of the nutrients. Then microbes plays an important role in decomposing the dung and converting it into manure. For the manure preparation, there will be 4 to 5 months will be required for ready to use for that as a manure. See composition of FYM, nutritional status. Under that, nitrogen, phosphorus, potassium and another nutrient containing nitrogen 0.5%, then phosphorus 0.25%, potassium 0.5%, sodium 0.08%, sulfur 0.02%, zinc 0.004%, copper 0.003%, manganese 0.007% and iron 0.45%. This is the nutritional status of FYM containing nitrogen, phosphorus, potassium, sodium, sulfur, zinc, copper, manganese and iron. In case of composition of digested cattle dung slurry, dry matter 5 to 8%, organic matter 60 to 70%, carbon 35 to 42%, total nitrogen 1.8 to 2.2% and CN ratio of that 17:1 to 21:1. See variation in the composition of the manure, that is the kinds of the animal, age and individuality, feed used, bedding materials, handling and storage. Characteristics of FYM: it contains moisture content 60 to 75%, then low analytical value NPK 0.5, 0.25%, 0.5%, NPK2, that is a nitrogen 0.5%, phosphorus 0.25% and potassium 0.5%. Exam. In case of examination, the question will be asked like that: give the content of NPK in FYM. Then some residual effect nutrients present mostly in the organic forms which subsequently would be converted to inorganic form to become available to the plants, because all nutrients are available in plant in the form of inorganic form, so it should be convert into inorganic form for the availability to the plants. This takes a long time, so if a few cart of FIM is used in a crop, it will be helpful for the succeeding crop, unlike the commercial fertilizers. Then see methods of preparation of FIM. Under that, first one is the pit method, then second one is the trench method, and heap method. So first method is that pit method. This method is commercially adopted by farmers. Usually pits of 8 meter into 2 meter into 1 meter dimension are prepared, which are filled in layers by the mixture of dung, urine and litter up to about 50 centimeter above ground level. The top is nicely filled. Pits is covered by dry soil and then plastered by mud paste. One pit is needed every day. Every after two adult animals, the manure become ready after about 150 to 180 days. That is the 3 to 6 months will be required to completing manure. The usually 10 to 12 tons of FIM obtained per pit of or every animal gives out about 5 to 6 tons of a FIM per year by this method. Then trench method. This method is also called as Dr. C.N. Acharya method because he has developed this method. So according to this name given, Dr. C.N. Acharya method. In this method, trenches of 6 to 8 meter length, 1.5 to 2 meter width and 1 to 1.25 meter depth are prepared. Mixture of dung and urine soaked litter is deposited in layers in these trenches until it becomes 50 centimeter above the ground level. Then now it is covered with a 50 centimeter deep soil or wood ash, then soil layer and then plastered by mud paste. The manure will be ready within 150 to 160 days after plastering. Then next method, heap method, most commonly used by the farmers. Everyday sweepings, cow dung and litter are collected and heaped at any fixed place. After about 6 to 9 months, the rotten manure is used according to an estimate about 30 to 35% N2, 20 to 25% P2O5 and 4 to 6% potassium are lost during preparation of manure due to leaching, washing and volatilization. See, improved methods of handling of FIM, that is a trench method of preparing FIM. This method is commonly recommended by C.N. Acharya. Preparation should be carried in trenches of suitable size. The manure preparation should be carried in trenches of suitable size, say 20 to 25 inch length, 5 to 6 breadth and 3 to 3.5 depth. All available dry litter and refuse from the farm and the houses should be heaped up near the cattle shed, and portion of the litter mixed with earth if available should be spread in the shade in the evening at the rate of 2.26 kg per animal for the absorption of urine. The litter should be localized in the areas where urine generally drops and soaks into the ground. Every morning, the urine soaked litter and dung should be well mixed and then taken into the manure trench. Generally, two such trenches would be needed for 3 to 4 cattle. It is possible to prepare by this process. Then next, use of chemical preservative. Chemical preservative are added to farmyard manure to decrease nitrogen losses. To be most effective, the preservative are added in the cattle shed to permit direct contact with the liquid portion of excreta or urine. This has to be done because the loss of nitrogen from urine start immediately. The commonly used chemical preservative are gypsum and superphosphate. The reaction of gypsum with, that is NH4 twice CO3, that is a ammonium carbonate plus calcium sulfate, that is a gypsum, it will convert into calcium carbonate and will give the ammonium sulfate. As such, under Indian condition, use of gypsum to decrease nitrogen losses does not offer a practical solution. Then superphosphate has been used extensively as a manure preservative since ordinary sulfur phosphorus contain up to superphosphate contains up to 60% gypsum besides monocalcium phosphate. The reaction of superphosphate is almost similar to that of gypsum. The reaction of superphosphate with ammonium carbonate may be as 2 NH4 twice CO3 plus 2 CaCO3 plus monocalcium phosphate. It will give rise to Ca3PO4 twice plus 2 NH4 2 SO4 plus 2 CO2 plus 2 H2. It will form a carbon dioxide and water will be separated. Since FOM gets dry due to high temperature under tropical condition, the use of superphosphate could be safely recommended as a chemical preservative. In case of examination, the question will be asked on that dash is used extensively as a manure preservative. So answer is that superphosphate. Recommend that 450 gram to 900 gram of superphosphate should be applied per day per animal in the cattle shed. Superphosphate should be applied in places where animal pass urine. Now we will see how to apply that FOM in our field. So methods of FOM application in that FOM should be uniformly spread over soil surface and mixed thoroughly. Then it should be applied 15 to 20 days before sowing or transplanting so that manure goes under ammonification and nitrification process. Then application of undecomposed manure should not be applied. Soil should have sufficient moisture at the time of application so that proper microbial activity takes place. For the conversion of organic form into inorganic form, soil microbes are playing an important role for the conversion. That is the process of the mineralization. Usual rate of application ranges between 2 to 5 tons per hectare for most of the crops, but may show high as a 50 to 100 tons per hectare for vegetable or sugarcane etc. For best response, it must be well powered and it should be sieved, especially for use in nursery. Whenever you are using it in a nursery, you should sieve that sample before using. Then what are the beneficial effects of FOM? That is the use of advantages of FOM application. FOM is rich in nutrients, that is all the essential nutrients are richest in that FOM. Different nutrients are richest in the FOM. A small amount of nitrogen is directly available to the plants while a larger portion is made available as and when the FOM decomposes. When cow dung and urine are mixed, a balanced nutrition is made available to the plants. Then application of FOM improves the soil fertility. Soil fertility means it is the inherent capacity of soil to supply all the essential nutrients in adequate quantity to the plants. It has spectacular beneficial effect on the physical, chemical and biological properties of the soil. Obviously, whenever your soil fertility will be increased, that means your soil physical, chemical and biological properties also increase or it will be improved, and automatically the production of the crop also get increase. So this is about the definition of the FOM, then methods of preparation of FOM, then application methods and beneficial effects of the FOM. Then disadvantages of the FOM. It introduces use problem in the field. Its decomposition releases harmful gases which polluted atmosphere. It reduces availability of certain micronutrients. Needs more cost per unit weight of nutrients during handling, storage and application as compared to fertilizer, because it requires more time to conversion of the organic into inorganic. It will take the more time to supply nutrients as compared to the fertilizer. See next point, this is very important for your examination point of view. How to avoid nutrient losses from manure between excretion and crop uptake, loss during handling and storage. loss due to handling liquid portion as a urine and solid portion as a cow dung cake. Then loss due to storage, losses, leaching loss and volatilization. See here, whenever the cow dung or litter or the urine, it will be losses by leaching and runoff. It will be losses in the form of ammoniacal form. Ammonia will be released in air also by leaching and runoff. Also phosphorus, potassium. After the application, surface runoff will be losses in the form of nitrogen, phosphorus, potassium, copper, zinc, etc. And in the process of leaching, N2 in nitrogen is lost in the form of N2 and N2 gases also in the form of nitrate, and phosphorus is also leached by. Since losses of dung is a valuable manure, still larger portion is dyed in dung cakes and burned as a fuel. Besides this, large portion of cattle excrement is dropped outside the cattle shed when the animals are grazing on the uncultivated lands. This can be used for preparation of a FOM. And in case of losses of urine, urine contains nitrogen and potassium in large portion, but there is no good method of preserving the urine in our country. In our country, most of the cattle sheds have any cemented or kacha floor, and the urine gets soaked in the soils of kacha floor of the cattle shed, and the large quantities of nitrogen are thus lost through the formation of a gaseous ammonia as follows. Urea in urine, the formula of the urea, that is a CONH2 twice plus water, when it will be mixed, it will get converted into ammonium carbonate, that is a NH4 to CO3. Then ammonium carbonate, when it will be get mixed with water, it will form a ammonium hydroxide and carbonic acid will be formed. Then again that ammonium hydroxide will be released into ammonia and water will be produced. Then next, losses during preparation and storage by leaching and by volatilization. Under that, by leaching, nutrients of manures are water soluble and these are liable to get washed by rainwater. The leaching loss of nutrient will vary with the surface exposed, the intensity of a rainfall and the slope of the surface on which manure is heaped. The leaching loss may be prevented by erecting a roof over the pit. Then by volatilization during storage, the urine and dung are decomposed and considerable amount of ammonia is produced. The ammonia combines with carbonic acid to form a ammonium carbonate and bicarbonate, which are rather unstable, and gaseous ammonia may be readily liberated and passes into atmosphere as indicated as a 2NH3 plus H2CO3. It will form a ammonium carbonate. When ammonia will be mixed with a carbonic acid, it will form a ammonium carbonate. Then again that ammonium carbonate, it will mixed with water, it will form a ammonium hydroxide and carbonic acid will be released. Then ammonium hydroxide, it will dissociated into ammonia, will be lost in its atmosphere and produces water. See, ways to minimize losses from FOM during handling: adopt trench method for handling, then use of gobar gas plant, adopting covered method of storing FOM, then adoption of a Bayer system in collection of FOM, then proper field management of FOM, chemical preservative, use gypsum 450 gram to 900 gram of a rock phosphate per day per animal in the cattle shed, and then also you can use rock phosphate to avoid nutrient losses. Thank you friends. This is all about the FOM definition, its preparation methods, then advantages, disadvantages of the use of FOM, then nutrient losses, how to avoid the nutrient losses by handling and storage.